What's up, my XRP brothers from another mother and my cute XRP sisters? This is Rob with the XRP This is Rob with the Rob 007 channel, coming to you from beautiful Venice Island. Absolutely gorgeous day down at the beach. 5 out of 5, and thank you as always. We're just moving up the ladder. The last episode got over 10,000 views. Appreciate each and every one of you. But indeed, if you are new to this channel, if you would hit the subscribe button to subscribe, the bell for notifications, that like button, tap it, slap it, whatever you are feeling for a Friday. And I got a good feeling how you guys are feeling, by the way. And if you do Twitter, follow me at Rob XRP007 on Twitter. Love my XRP Twitter family. And the note cards, we don't need them, do we, baby? Just throw those out today because this is such a great day. So glad I have the channel to share with you guys this moment, because yes, the SEC, the Court of Appeals, approved the SEC and Ripple dropping their appeals. This case is 100% over. It is done. So excited. So it just does not continue from here on out. They can put it in the Smithsonian down at the basement somewhere. I'd be happy to see it there too. So what a fantastic day, you know. So it's been a rocky last couple of days. Yesterday I had was one of those days that we just had a couple of just red days in a row, and getting all the way down to about like 283. Woke up this morning and it was still right around there, and like that I'm not sure, it might have been even 284 or something like that. Just rough to see. And then the next thing I know, and I'm getting a text from Brewmaster Brent that says we're over 3. And I'm like, what? Shot up the price. And one of the news that we got was the fact that Jerome Powell was out in Wyoming speaking, and he hinted that indeed they are going to start cutting rates. So that is absolutely a bullish, the green flag to actually see this market just start to go on a rip and a tear. And so expect that we are going to go higher. So I got a UPS truck. I'm not sure if he can get around. So anyway, so yeah, interest rates, they're going to be cut, and markets absolutely love it. And someone had talked about this as well, that that when even if they only cut by a quarter basis point, what it does is it gets the green flag that they all come in. It's like a bullish, now's the time to take your position. So whether it's the stock market or the crypto market, because they know that in total, there's probably going to be more to come by the end of the year. They're looking at probably at least one full basis point. So that was number one that shot up the price. And then the news dropped from the official document from the Court of Appeals saying that the case, that they have approved those drops, and be still my beating heart. So congratulations to each and every one of you that have held strong through thick and thin. So many days of, like, what's the last one we're talking about? It's like, oh, the last retail shakeout, and I think we've had about 100 retail shakeouts in the last 5 years where they said, oh, it's the last retail shakeout. So one thing I can tell you, I don't think we'll ever go below $3 again. Could happen, yeah, but I have this feeling, just kind of this gut feeling now, that it's only going to be one way up from here on out. I've always said that I wanted to not really look at selling any kind of a larger portion of my XRP until I had 2 events happen, and one was the case being over, which we can put a check mark. It's actually 3 of them altogether. One is the case being over, which is done. The second is the stablecoin bill, the Genius Act, which we got, which is done. And the third one is the infrastructure bill, which we expect that to be signed into law by the end of October. But keep in mind, even if it's signed into law like the very next day, they still may have a spread between when they implement it and it goes into effect. Like the Genius Act actually had, I think, 120 or 180 days, and I imagine that will be the same with the infrastructure bill. So once both of those are actually enacted, that's when the banks, institutions, governments have carte blanche to use XRP to settle payments in full depth and scope for doing large mass wholesale payments. That's it. So those are the things that I was waiting for before I actually kind of said, all right, this is where I want to be looking at the price of XRP based on like some utility. So, but with the announcement, guess what? That the case is over. This is where the fun begins. This is where we're going to actually see those NDAs start to pop off. There's about 1,700 of them. So now that they have permission, quote unquote, that they can actually come out and start having some of these, and it's just going to be a blast. It's going to be like Christmas, opening up a Christmas present with each one of these NDAs. Will they move the needle? Maybe some will, maybe some won't. So those really aren't the things I'm looking to move the price. I did kind of like digest some stuff. As you know, I have a bet with my executive producer that the price of XRP will reach 100. And then yesterday, as I kind of just digested everything and just kind of really thought about it, I've actually kind of moved my estimate up to $200 by the end of the year. And here's why. Because, and this is so cool because it's not even based on utility. Because in October, we expect that we'll have the spot ETFs all approved somewhere between that 15th to 21st, 22nd range. That they'll just probably approve all of them, including BlackRock, speculating there. And then also expect by the end of October that Ripple gets their banking license, which is absolutely massive. I think the markets would just absolutely go bananas and bonkers over it with that in terms of a green light, like who is the chosen one, right? So those are things to look forward to. But the thing that I decided that I'd come up with $200 is, one, I do believe in Jay Claver's opinion that he thinks that once the spot ETFs come out, that, you know, we could initially pop to 20 and then we start to march up looking at $50 and $100. He thinks it's very possible with the ETFs. And to me, it's quite obvious. There's going to be such a demand shock. You just have no idea how massive the wall of money is knocking to get on the door just from the financial institutions and the spot ETFs. So that's one. But where do I get the other $100? That's from yesterday's video talking about the real USD being used as a line of credit for IPOs up in traditional markets, which absolutely dwarfs the ICO market here in crypto. So I think that we could actually, not some big lofty price, but I think that that could garner $100 by the end of the year with those projects starting to happen. And then you could actually, if we have one that's absolutely massive, whether it's a central bank or some massive bank, or I'm not sure how that works, but anyway, I might be speaking up because they don't need to do that. But if we have some big massive ones, like the bullish one that was like 1.5 billion, if we get several of those, then yeah, I think we could push to $100. So there's your $200 XRP. And then last but not least, you know, once again, to just get excited about November, to be one to remember with the ISO 222 date, that's for full implementation. Does that mean a flip the switch happens? No. But one other thing I got to tell you as far as the excitement today, and I was saying probably this past week, I said, you know, I just got the feeling something's going to come out before the end of the month. And sure enough, we get this today. But then guess what this gives me one more confidence and also consensus for, is that potential utility event from a entity that could use XRP for remittance payments. So now I got just another checkbox that says they got the green flag to use it too, because now there's no lawsuit. That still could happen. I don't know what it is. Hope each and one of you guys have a great day. I am going to Miami, by the way. I'm leaving first thing in the morning. And so I won't be back making an episode until Monday. So enjoy, go get you some bubbly. And I always like to say it's about time to go champagne popping, island hopping, and yacht shopping, because you're going to need a bigger boat. See you guys in the next episode. Peace out.